okay, I just wanted to touch base. It's only been like, like you saw me get on the bus with that mask and stuff and that ride. And that mentor guy, he really fucked me up. He fucked me up forever, dude. Fucked me up forever. I was on the bus and just kind of thinking, daydreaming. I thought I could hear his voice say, "It's fucking hard for tall people. I can't even fucking see this guy." And it's gonna fuck me up. That's gonna be with me forever. And I kind of teared up a little bit, and then it was okay. And then I got off the bus. Speaking of which, when I got on the bus, I took the mask off, right? But the guy, I went to put the money in the thing, and he's like, no, go ahead. And I took it personal, because it's early in my recovery. I took it personal. I'm like, what? You think I've had a disease because I'm wearing a mask and you won't touch my money? And I said, well, he goes, no, it's free. Just whatever. And I sat down and I said, but I still gotta pay, right? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. And I go, so it's free for everybody? Kind of a little bit loud, not really loud, because it was loud on the bus, and I wanted to make sure they heard. And the people that got on with me, they said it's because he's late. And then I was like, okay. And then at the time, because I sat down right in the most open seat, it was the nearest one. And then there was a couple stops or whatever, and then I had time to realize, people are getting on, and I'm sitting in a handicap or whatever, with elderly people, with disability stuff. So I got up and went into the back to get it to make, so they could sit down and stuff. And I had time to think about it. And while I was on the bus, I was looking at people driving by and whatever, and there's a guy, we're at a stop light, and then I looked down next to me, and his car stopped, and there's a little Honda, a guy in a Honda pulled up, as we're stopping at the light, apparently. I could see his eyes, like, he was stopped, and the bus pulled up alongside of him, and I could see how his eyes were looking back along the bus, and he immediately looked he pointed, his eyes went to the exhaust of the bus. Like, I don't know if you know Hondas, they're not very tall, but I haven't had a Honda in a while, but I assume that the bus's exhausts are pretty high, and the mouth of a driver of a Honda is pretty low, and I'm just assuming, which I probably shouldn't do, but I assume that he took focus of the exhaust of the bus, and he saw, like, if I was driving the bus and the bus pulls up alongside of me, and he looked and saw that the exhaust was behind, he wasn't directly, the exhaust wasn't hitting his face. And I don't know if the bus's exhaust go out the back or the side or the top or the front exactly right now, because I'm really upset and I'm really emotional. I've always been emotional. I'm not afraid to be emotional. But anyway, yeah. This is concerning the exhaust in my mask and the exhaust of cars, but this concerns people in cars too. You don't just got to be walking. You're in a car, you're exerting exhaust, and other cars are exerting exhaust at each other. But I'm gonna have to look and see because I'm thinking his facial expression, it looked concerned, as far as, like, if somebody walked up and had a gun, and it's different if the barrel's pointing up or down or to the left away from you or to the right in your face. And I could see the kind of look of, like, where's the barrel pointed? And he noticed that the barrel was pointing in I'd assume the barrel was pointing in his direction, but it was behind him, like as if the barrel was pointed at somebody behind him. So he kind of, okay, it's still back there. But isn't that kind of not funny? Kind of not funny at all. So I'm here. I just checked in at the mission, and I was like, because you do a chore, and I do lunch 10:45, and I checked in, and I'm like, and he didn't ask me for my chore ticket, and I go, do you want my chore ticket? He's like, no, what? And he goes, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do tomorrow at 10:45? I'm not going to do nothing. No, I can't afford to have time on my hands. Right now I can't. I don't want it. And I go, well, I want a chore. He's like, well, see this guy, right next to, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet next to him at the desk, So I shuffled next to him, and I'm like, I don't know exactly what I said, but I said that I want a chore. I want to keep busy. I don't want to do nothing. And I asked if I could request the same thing, 10:45 at lunch. I enjoy it. It's like, I liked, food service is cool, and like I told the guy I work with, I loved to feel worth. I felt worth. I felt so many people were so nice. Just like, I knew it. I knew people are nice. I knew it. I've always known it. And people, this is, I don't know what, it's just, it's like, don't take it personal. It's like, you better fucking take it personal. Everything's personal. What does that mean? What's that word mean? Person. I'm a person. You're a person. Taking something personal? You took every fucking thing personal. I just spit on someone's fucking bedroom. I just fucking spit on the fucking floor on somebody's bed. I just fucking spit on somebody's fucking bed, dude. And I know better now. And I just yesterday, I just spit, I know it was on someone's bed because the guy's bed was about 5 feet away. She was there, sleeping. Right there. If I was 5 feet over, right over there, and I just did that and spit, it would have been right on somebody's face. Right on somebody's face. See, right there, I would have missed him totally. Because he had some stuff too. But if I'm 5 feet over, and just did that, it would have been just fucking right in his face, dude. Right in his fucking face. Like I wouldn't have spit on his bed. Wouldn't have got on his bed. Got on his face. So that's what I mean when someone's bed. Don't spit on the bed. Don't spit on people's face. Even if, God forbid, if I would have been 5 feet over, I'd be looking down going, because he would, I'd be just looking at this, and I don't know what, he chose to be there, and I would be looking right now. Well, granted, yesterday it was really foggy and wet, so it wouldn't have been on his physical face because he had his blanket or sleeping bag over his face. So he wouldn't have known. I'd be looking down going, fuck. I just spit on that dude's blanket. Luckily he had his face covered with the blanket. And I would have spit on his face. But even if his blanket wouldn't have been over his face, it's not like he would have went, hey, you just spit in my face. I'd be looking at an unconscious sleeping person with my spit on his face. And you know what I would have done? I would have got something and fucking I would have tried to wipe it off his face without waking him up. See, I'm so scared and so short in my recovery of who I am that I feared going, hey, waking him up, going, emergency. I just threw liquids on his, bodily fluids on this guy's face and his mucous membranes of his eyeballs and his mouth and his nose. That's a medical problem, right? That's not good. That's an assault charge. That's a murder. That's an attempted murder, I think. I remember joking about the day going, yeah, one day spitting on the ground was a littering ticket, and the next day it was a fucking attempted murder. Like that. Bam. Like, what did that feel like to the officers that had to enforce that? Like a guy one day goes, oh, what are you in jail for? Oh, I'm just spitting on the ground, and the guy goes, you fucking littering or something, like a ticket. I don't know what that's called, spitting on the ground. And, there was a ticket. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that, right? But then, the next day, same guy asked a different guy, what are you in for? Attempted murder, or whatever, What? Attempted murder? It's like, yeah, I spit in the cop's face. Or I spit, and I did, I guess it's about intent, I don't know. I'd assume that the police officer would totally take it personal no matter what. Like if it's a different, if I looked at a police officer and spit in his face, compared to looking at that officer and spitting on the ground, I don't think there'd be a difference in that guy's eyes. Or the police officer. Speaking about police, I can't wait. I probably have issues as far as somebody is going to accuse me of being a cop, and I'm going to go. I don't know. I think I'm going to say something like that is the rudest thing anybody's ever said to me in my life. Because I know it's only a matter of time that somebody, because everybody takes it personal. You have to take it personal. If you don't take it personally, you might as well be unpersonal. You're gonna be treated, like you're not a person. But they reacting. Take everything personal, but don't think that you can do something about it. Take everything personal, but don't think you can do something about it. I don't know. I'm really in my recovery. I could be wrong.
Jim, it's already running. It's already on. It's on. Jim, but the engine's already on.
Anyway, love you, Shawn. Bye.